Welcome to the Candidly Cozy podcast.
Grab your tea and let's get cozy. Hi everyone, I'm Jolie.
And I'm Emily.
And welcome to
the
Candidly Cozy podcast, where we like to have candid conversations about everything related to the women experience.
This is your go-to place for everything relatable, therapeutic, and empowering. And nothing is off the table. So grab your coffee, your tea, your wine, or some water. Hydrate, and let's get cozy.
Yeah, let's get cozy.
Today's episode is so exciting.
It's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be funny. It's going to be funny for us.
Yeah.
We're going to do hot takes.
Yeah, hot takes. Ooh.
I'm so excited. Again, this is very similar to pet peeves. We have a very long list. There's so many things to say. But we picked a few that we're going to go over and share. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
Yes, because we're going to have a lot of fun filming this one. So yeah.
Yes.
So if you see us on our phones, we're reading our list. So we're not ignoring you guys, promise.
No.
I have a long list. So let me see. Okay, here's one. Okay. Just because you're trendy does not mean you're stylish.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I can kind of see that though. I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
No, I can. I can.
I feel like right now in the age of social media and fast fashion, there's always trends. And I feel like a lot of like younger generations, that's all they're following. And I'm not, judging or anything like that. But a lot of people think just because you're trendy, it means you're stylish, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
Because how I see style is like there's more to it. I see style as an art form. You have to think about like the person's body, how clothes fall on their body. Color season. I'm really into color season lately.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so I'm into a lot of like things with fashion. I'm really into like the kibby body type. There's a lot of things about fashion that I know, and I'm into like essences and whatnot. So a lot of people don't take that into account when they're getting dressed lately. And I see a lot of like fashion influencers lately, and all they do is following trends, or sometimes the trends doesn't suit them. I know this is, guys, it's a hot take, okay? It's a hot take.
Yes.
And maybe I'm too into style. Maybe it's me, because some people like they're wearing things that is like the wrong kibby type. So kibby type is like, he's like kibby, I forgot his name. So he's like a stylist, like a big famous stylist, in the 80s, 90s. I think he's still alive. And he developed like kibby types, so like different body types, and like with different body types, how to dress for different body types. And I see people dress not for their kibby types, and I see people dress not for their essence types. And I'm an artist. Maybe I think about it too deep into the art side, and it bothers my eyes when I see it. Yeah. So yeah, that's my hot take. And tell me what you guys think. So please tell me in the comment section. Do you agree with me? Not. If you want to fight me, it's fine. You can fight with me or fight with mama. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's my first hot take.
Okay.
Yeah. So now it's your turn.
Okay. Friendships, some of them, they do expire. There is an expiration date.
That one hurts me without you saying.
Not this
friendship.
I
know. No. Because like I've experienced that,
Yeah.
I experienced
I think
friendship breakups. And it's it's true. It's like one of these things I do not want to be true. But it's true.
Sometimes, you grow up.
Yeah.
And it's like
you grow apart.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But that's true. But like I don't want it to be true, but I have to be realistic with myself. Because there are some friendships I had in the past that I thought like, oh, we're going to be friends forever, or we're going to stay close forever, but we end up growing apart, and, life happens, things happen, people change.
Yeah, and that could also be why friendships no longer really.
Yeah, and the opposite could be true. It's like the opposite for us. We weren't close back in the day, and we're getting closer, as time goes on. So the opposite can also be true too, so... Yeah, I agree with you, but like I don't want to agree with you. Yeah. Okay, so
your turn.
Yeah, my turn. So I have a couple hot takes about friendships.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna pick one of them. So my next hot take has to do with friendships and kind of like dating too. So it is that friendship breakups are harder than relationship breakups.
I can see that.
Yeah. Well, at least to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's my hot take, because I feel like with women's friendships, we go deep. So like we have like a lot of connections. We have like the emotional connection, the mental connection, the spiritual connection. I feel like a lot of times with female women's friendships, you do have a lot that goes into it. And not only that, like with women's friendship, you guys help each other go through like tough times. And a lot of times, like, you guys been friends for years, so you have a lot of history together. And I'm the type of person, whenever I think about someone in the past, I usually think about the positives. So it doesn't matter like how much that person did me dirty. I usually focus on the positives. So with that, like, I end up hurting myself more. You know, especially when the breakup happens, even if it's their fault, I always think about like their good sides as well. So for me, at least for me, women's breakup, like friendship breakups, is harder than dating breakups.
Yeah, it's definitely a loss.
Yeah, it is a loss. Because with dating, like, the guy is usually a stranger. Yeah, when you start dating him, and he usually comes out of nowhere in your life. But with like friendships, you guys develop something from something.
It starts from somewhere.
From somewhere,
from like childhood, or like your teenage years, or college,
or work, or something. So like you guys have like something, you guys can bond over or relate to. But with dating, it's like a whole separate thing on its own. And with dating, you kind of have the idea that it might not work out. But with friendships, you don't really think about like it might not
or that you're gonna grow apart or anything like that.
Yeah, you don't think about that. Which you mentioned that earlier that you grow apart, which to me, it's such a sad thing. Maybe I take friendship breakups to the heart, but I do take it to the heart. So that's my second hot take.
I agree. Okay, my next one is that you don't have to have children.
Guys,
personally, I don't want to have children.
Should we get into it? Should we not? Should we? Oh my god!
I don't know.
Which is crazy.
That's like a whole nother podcast episode.
Yeah, a whole different. Which is crazy because, guys, like, if you knew this girl like 5 years ago, she had a whole different mindset. Yeah, she wanted a football team. The whole soccer team.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't that much.
You wanted 8 kids.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's like how much is a basketball team?
I don't care, but that's a lot.
That's a lot. I did want a lot of kids. I did.
Yeah.
But as of right now, 2025, no thank you.
Oh my gosh, guys.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, let's have that in a different episode.
Yes, let's get into that. I would love to get into that.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting to talk about because right now there's a movement. There's a I forget what it's called, child free by choice. Yeah, so there is a movement on social media. And then there's also like the 4B movement in South Korea.
Oh.
You haven't heard about the 4B? So so the 4B movement in South Korea is like women in South Korea are like no boyfriend, no babies, no sex, no marriage. Yeah. So I feel like it's slowly coming to America because a lot of women slowly been coming out saying like they don't want children long term and whatnot. And yeah, that'll be an interesting conversation to talk about.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. We'll get more in depth. But
that's a hot take indeed.
Yes. No children, thank you.
So I guess it's my turn now.
Yes.
I don't think I'm going to talk about kids. I don't think I have anything related to children here. No, I actually do.
You do?
Yeah.
You do.
So mine is kind of related to yours, but not really. So mine is, it's okay for women to have children in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a hot take.
No, I know for sure. Yeah. I feel like maybe 10 years ago, like the thing was in your early 20s.
Yeah, you have to have kids. Yeah, and then I think like the healthcare system, that's a different hot take. I guess I'm sharing 2 hot takes.
Yeah.
No, the healthcare system failed women a lot throughout years. Like if you actually like look into like history, especially like with pregnancy and whatnot, like there's a lot of crazy things.
Yeah.
Did you know that the chainsaw was invented for like labor? I know, it's traumatizing. So like that's to tell you like how much it's been like, they've been like failing us for like years and years and years. So, and the idea that like women like at a certain age is considered like geriatric pregnancy without taking into consideration the woman's health, overall health, or like, reproductive health, I just think it's not fair.
Yeah.
And like also think about like people are living longer these days. I think like in America, I think like the life expectancy, I think they're like in the 70s. Yeah. So I'll have a lot of time to give to that child.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of time to give to that child. And I feel like lately, a lot of people have been focusing on their health too, like their mental and reproductive health too. And you also have to think about your financial health.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, we're not in a, like, people in their 20s are struggling nowadays financially. Yeah, we can't afford kids.
No.
Yeah, so give us a few years, let's enjoy our 20s. No, 20s are ghetto. Let us go through our 20s, enjoy our 30s, and then 40s, maybe we'll have kids.
They're saying 30s is like the new 20s or something like that.
Yeah, I believe so.
We'll see.
I'm looking forward to my 30s.
We'll see.
Yeah, so that's my hot take. It's okay to have kids later in life.
Yeah.
And another thing that I've been reading into is that a lot of like fertility issues that women tend to face, it's not only the women that causes it. Sometimes it's the men. Sometimes it's if the man's older, the quality of his sperm is not that great. And also, like, people always talk about, like, women, they're like, the quality of your eggs are not that great after a certain age, but it's for men as well. But people don't talk about that. And at the end of the day, I think it's not only like the quality of your eggs. It has to do with like how healthy you are. If you've been eating healthy all throughout your 20s and 30s, why don't you think you want to be healthy in your 40s? That's my thought process. And what to say, like, a 20-year-old is overall healthier than a 40-year-old if the 20-year-old all they do is eat McDonald's. So I think it's like
there's a lot
very nuanced. It's very nuanced. There's a lot of factors, and it's a lot to think about, a lot to like go through. But don't get married, don't get into serious relationships, and don't have kids. I know a lot of people are not gonna like this, but it's a hot take. Especially like, because I think like in your 20s you're learning so much.
You're still growing.
Yes, you're just thrown into adulthood. You don't know yourself that well. You're still learning yourself.
Yeah.
You're still learning what you like, what you don't like. So it makes it even harder when you have like a significant other, like a spouse with you, and they also affect your life and like what you like and you don't like. It's even harder when you have kids.
Oh yeah.
To that bunch. And in your 20s, that's when you're starting your career. You're starting like figuring out your finances, where you want to live. And I feel like in your 20s, like, you're struggling, you're broke, but that's around the time where you should travel with a little bit of money you have some experiences, like explore new things. And when you have a spouse and have children, it can be even harder because you have to think about the spouse. There's certain things you can't do, and when you have children, you don't have as much time anymore. So don't get into serious relationships in your 20s. Like, you can date. Just feel free to date. Do whatever you want to do. Don't get married. Don't have kids. But that's just me. You can do whatever you want in your life. Everyone is different. And I do know some people, they met like their soulmate when they're young. It's so beautiful, and they have their kids and they love it. And they're happy. There's some people who are happy, but these are just my hot takes. So that's just my opinion. My opinion, you do whatever you want with your life.
And the other thing with that is, like, I hear a lot of people say that, like, when you're 21, that's like your first year as an adult. And when you're 20,
and you're thrown into it.
And when you're 22, it's like your second year as an adult.
It's not fair, for you to have all that responsibility.
Yeah, and they don't teach you in school, like, the financial things that you should know and
important stuff.
Yeah. So you're kind of just thrown into it, and then you have to like get a job, and like getting a job nowadays is like really hard.
It's hard. Yeah, the job market is tough.
And then you have to work your way up, and like,
You know what I hate too? Like in your 20s, like your early 20s, you have to figure out what you want to do in your life.
Okay.
Yeah.
My next one is...
Okay, I'm ready to hear.
I don't believe in marriage.
Oh! I was not expecting that.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think that you have to be married. Yeah. Another topic that we could get all into it in depth, but like, I just feel as though if I am truly in love with someone and that person is truly in love with me, and we're not looking anywhere else for any fulfillment of any type of thing, then we can be together, and we don't have to have like a marriage license. Like, it doesn't have to be on a piece of paper that says that we are bounded together. I don't need to have a expensive, unnecessarily
they're so expensive these
financially
days.
Expensive wedding. I don't need to spend a ridiculous amount of money on a dress I'm gonna wear once. Like, I'm sorry, That's just me. It's just not for me.
I think for you it makes sense because you don't want children. Mm-hmm. But like, if you want children, you kind of do have to get married.
I'm not getting married.
But I know I want children, so that's why I would prefer to get married. So that's why I would want to get married. But like, let's say I end up not having children, then I don't see the point. Yeah, that's me personally. But like, I kind of understand you. Mm-hmm. Then again, because you don't want to have children, so that's why.
Even if I somehow miraculously had a child, I wouldn't get married.
Emily, you don't want to protect yourself and your child?
I'm not getting married.
State-wise, you know.
No, I'm good.
Wow, she's stand very strong about that, which is crazy because like 5 years ago you wanted to get married.
No, not like necessarily get married. Like, I've never been one to want to be like the center of attention, and like I just feel like that whole process is extremely stressful. Regardless of what people say, like, oh no, get a planner,
like
wedding planner. Like, it'll be easy. Like, no, the money, the stress, like it's just not stressful for me. And then to have people that you barely speak to or that are just gonna talk crap about it, like, no. And if no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
No, I understand your point.
I never really, like, don't get me wrong, like, my parents happily married. Like, I've had, like, great examples of, like, a good marriage, like, a healthy marriage. But for me, it was never something like, oh, wow, I picture myself on my wedding day, or, like, I picture myself getting married, or I picture myself, like, getting proposed to. Like, I don't. Like, I feel like if I were to meet someone today or tomorrow and they propose to me, I'd be like, you don't really know me then. Because this is not what I want. Like, it's not for me.
It's so weird because, like, you know, like you mentioned, your family, like your parents are happily married, which is like a lot of people dream of that. So like, when do you think these thoughts came about?
I don't know. I feel like I've always been like out of the box. What's that word? What is that terminology?
I think it is
like I've always thought outside the box.
Yeah, thought outside the box. Yeah.
Sorry. So I don't feel like I've ever really fit in with the norms. Like, even just like who I, like myself, like I've never been the typical 18-year-old, 16-year-old, 21-year-old. Like, I was different. I was always different. So I've never had like the same perspective on things. And I think marriage and children now, but like marriage even back then, like I've always just been like, it's just not necessary. Don't get me wrong, there's like some certain like legal things and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why I would want to get married.
I don't need it. I don't want it. Don't propose to me. Future husband, if you're watching this, husband, but we're not actually going to be wife and husband, because do not propose to me, because that just proves to me that you don't really care about what I want.
So watch this episode if you want. Be with Emily.
God.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to talk about with that. Like, I really want to
get more into it. Yeah, we'll get into it a lot more
about that. But that's really interesting. Like, I knew like you didn't want to get married, but like now that you mentioned that,
it's been like a long time thing. Yeah, it's never really been something that I aspired for.
Interesting. So, wow. You know, I guess that's where we differ a little bit. Yeah. Like, for me, okay, it's weird. So like, that's probably like a tangent. I'm more like, I think I always wanted to get married since I was little, but now like I'm more in the spot that, you know, like, okay, when I was younger, I thought like I would get married in my 20s. Yeah. Like mid-20s or late 20s. But now I'm at the place of my life. I'm like, you know what? Getting married in my 40s is fine. Yeah. Yeah. Like, having kids in my 40s,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Like, I'm, you know, like your thoughts about like children and marriage change. Like, that's how my thoughts are changing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because like, for me, like the idea of like marrying just anyone, just, you know, I can't do it. Like, the wrong person, like, that scares me a lot.
Yeah, and I don't get it. I can't speak to it because I've never been married. But like, staying married to someone and you're like
a bad person
and you're just miserable. Like, I can't really speak for it, but like, I don't get it.
Yeah. So let's talk about that like in another episode. Yeah, that'll be.
But that's my hot take
to talk about. Yeah,
marriage is a no-no.
Now we know that about Emily, so don't expect to get invited to her wedding.
God, no.
Maybe mine. I'll let you guys know. So now it's my turn. A lot of people don't self-reflect enough.
Agree.
Yeah. I feel like that's a pandemic.
Yeah. No,
where,
it's
like,
bad.
It's like a lot of people don't, and I can tell. Yeah. Most people don't self-reflect. They don't self-reflect about themselves or about like other people, situations, or anything. And I think it's upsetting. Well, especially because like there's a lot of like mental health awareness, like people are seeking therapy and whatnot. But I do know people who do see therapists and they don't self-reflect.
You gotta put in the work. You can't just go to therapy and just like have the conversation and then afterwards not do what you're supposed to do.
I know people like that, and they're still not doing what they're supposed to do. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe like some people just can't self-reflect. I'm thinking like maybe some people can't. Like sociopath and psychopath, they can't feel remorse.
Yeah.
Something like, are there people they cannot self-reflect? Are there people out there?
It's also maybe they just didn't grow up in like an environment where that was
the norm.
Yeah. Because it's very similar to like people that, like another big issue is like people's lack of communication. Like you don't communicate. Like, oh, I'm feeling this way and my partner is ignoring me or whatever.
Yeah, some people are bad at communicating.
Like communicate. Like maybe the person doesn't realize what you're going through or doesn't understand it the way like you're feeling it. So it's almost the same thing. It's like maybe you didn't grow up in an environment where communication was the form of like solving.
But with self-reflection, it's like more like personal. It's like more like.
But it's also like if you grow up with parents that just do whatever and like it affects you. You kind of see that and you're like, oh, okay, well, they're not self-reflecting on anything, so like maybe I don't need to do that.
Yeah, maybe self-reflection is not normal for them.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking like maybe some people can't, because like some people like the voice inside your head. Some people don't have that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, apparently some people don't have that.
That's crazy.
Which like when I found out, it blew my mind.
Yeah. I can't imagine not having a voice inside my head.
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe some people can't self-reflect. Maybe some people cannot feel remorse. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But like, if you're like psychologist or like you're studying psychology or whatnot, please like comment down below your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be something interesting to really look into.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my hot take. People need to self-reflect more. It should be like the norm.
Yeah. Requirement.
Yes.
For adulting.
Yes. So now it's your turn.
Okay, my next hot take is 9 to 5 is overrated.
I agree.
It needs to be thrown out. I want a 4-day work week. No, I'm kidding. No, but 9 to 5, it's ridiculous.
No, I agree. You don't even have to explain yourself.
No life.
No, yeah, because someone was explaining. Like I watched a video of like someone explained 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is not 9 to 5.
No.
Because you wake up at 7 a.m., gone. You have to go through 1 hour of traffic, gone. And then 9 to 5 is like 8 hours. So like you already have like 10 hours. And then you have to come back home. That's another hour. That's like 11 hours gone. And then, relax another hour, shower, whatnot. So it's not really 9 to 5. Like
it's bad.
You have like 12 hours gone. And it's depressing. Especially during like daytime saving.
Oh my God. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, I hate when I leave my house, it's dark, and I
dark,
come back.
And you come back and it's dark.
That makes it so depressing.
It's so sad.
And I don't get seasonal depression, but like
for sure do.
Yeah, but it does make me sad.
That adds on to it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, add on to it too.
Yeah.
So no, I agree. Like the 9 to 5 is not great.
No.
And a lot of things you could do like in the 8 hours, you can do it in like a shorter period of time. So I don't understand how certain jobs now they want you to like come back to the office. Now that like a lot of places are taking away work from home.
I really wish everything was work from home.
Yeah, during COVID, like it shows like they're capable of doing it work from home, but they don't want to.
Yeah.
So I agree with you with that one.
Thanks.
Yeah. So now it's my turn. A lot of these gurus on social media don't know what they're talking about. So like a lot of like these health gurus, law of attraction gurus, manifestation gurus, or like skincare gurus. There's like so many gurus online.
Yeah.
And a lot of them actually don't know what they're talking about. A lot of like social media, like influencers I notice these days, they just copy from other influencers. They regurgitate the same information over and over and over again. So they don't really like do the work or like study, what they're talking about. And for them, it's just an easy money grab. Yeah, and I see it all the time, and it's so sad that some of these people, they got a lot of following, like a lot of followers because of like their information they're talking about. But a lot of the times, one, the information is not original to them, and two, they share like wrong information, and I've seen that a lot. Because I I am in the healthcare field, and I do see a lot of people talk. I know like a lot of people like want to talk about health and whatnot, but I do see a lot of like misinformation when it comes to health and like advice when it comes to health as well. Yeah. So yeah, that's my hot take.
Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely understand that, because I do feel like I fall victim to like, if I see something and someone's saying, have you seen those videos of the guy who's like, oh, eating a kiwi a day, what will that do for you?
Yes, I see those like random like ads. Yeah,
I fall victim to that all the time.
Yeah,
I don't like do like the research needed to like be done like afterwards.
Yeah, a lot of
to,
people
like,
don't
verify if this is true. I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll eat a kiwi every single day.
And that information a lot of the time is wrong, and like they would present it
changes.
To you.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the coffee thing, where like, oh, drinking a cup of black coffee is good for your heart or whatever, and then they're like, oh, drinking a cup of black coffee is bad for your health. It's like it like fluctuates.
Yeah, it changes. Like they contradict,
Yeah, they contradict each
other all the time, and people don't do the research. And the person telling you these advices don't even do the research as well, which is crazy. But yeah, guys, you gotta be careful.
More careful. Yeah, I gotta be more careful.
Yeah, the gurus are like the specialists or like the experts on certain subject matters online.
Might not actually be.
Yeah, so like do your research on the person, because some people, if they say like, oh, I'm an expert in this, do they have the certifications for that? Because you can look up like certain certifications and whatnot. Or like, let's say some person says like, this is the best food in the world to like lose weight. Do your research. Like there's like a lot of articles online. I think there's Google articles.
Google Scholars.
Yeah, Google Scholars, where you can actually read.
That's what I used to use.
Yeah, me too. Well, I use like different ones too, where you can actually read the research for yourself.
Yeah.
And just because something is researched doesn't mean it's well researched, because there's some research, they're not, some research are done poorly, and people don't talk about that.
It's like something to do with what is it? Validity and
validity and I should know this too.
Reliability. Oh my god, I couldn't say the word.
Yeah, reliability.
Yeah, like if you're doing I don't remember the terminology anymore. If you're doing like a study, like you have to test for both.
Yeah, there's a lot to look into the study too. It's like some studies, if they do a study and the sample size is small, it cannot represent the whole population.
Yeah, and you also have to look at what the sample size was.
Yeah, the sample size.
Not what the sample size was, but like who they were.
Yeah, who they were. Are they all only like people of a certain background? Are they all women? Are they all men?
Yeah,
because that also matters.
Yeah.
So
the period of like the testing or whatever.
Yeah, so I think this went to a tangent. Like, do your research.
Yeah, just do your research.
Yeah, do your research on the person, what they're talking about, and whatnot.
Be careful. Not everybody is being honest.
Yeah, no. So now it's your turn.
Okay. So my final hot take has to do with texting.
Ooh.
And it kind of has to do with people that text you like, hey, are you free Saturday, or are you free tomorrow? And they don't follow up with like anything else. Like, you are just a mean person, because you are leaving me so stressed out. I am so anxious. I don't know if I should say yes or if I should say no. I feel guilty if I say no. If I say yes, then I'm all nervous, because I'm like, oh my god, what is this gonna be? What are we gonna do? Who's gonna be there?
Your overthinking is like,
I just can't do it. You can't ask me if I'm gonna be free on a certain time or day. You need to tell me what I am like agreeing to first. And then we can decide if I'll be available.
Do I do that to you?
No, you don't.
Yeah, I feel like
No, you don't. You always tell me what it is, and you tell me when, and you tell me like who.
Yeah, I'm always that friend who like gives people like information. Like,
other people don't do that, and then it leaves someone like me who's like anxious, insecure, overthinker, introvert, like freaking out, because I'm just like, oh my god, I don't want to say yes. I don't know if I should say no.
Wow, I didn't know like people overthink, about these things. Yeah. I think I do, because like when I text people about like plans and whatnot, I always give them as much information as I can.
Yeah, you do.
And my friends in the past told me like they appreciate that about me.
Yes.
Like, I appreciate you, like, because I was sending you guys a paragraph. Like, just know everything is in the paragraph, like time, date, who's there, what to wear, everything.
Yep.
But I can see how that would be annoying. But I'm the person, I don't overthink it. Like if someone just tell me like, oh, are you free Saturday? I'll probably text them back and be like, what's happening Saturday? What's the time? What's the date? What am I going to wear? Because I'm the person who like asks them that.
I love that your mind can work like that.
Yeah. So when I text people like about plans and whatnot, I already give them all the information.
Yeah.
So I can see how that could be annoying. Yeah.
It's not a fun experience for me.
Yeah, I think like the anxiety.
Yeah.
It can be like,
I need to know what
annoying.
the plan is. Tell me the plan first, and then I can let you know if like I'm gonna go. Because sometimes maybe I don't even want to because of what we're gonna do. So let me know what is happening first, and then we'll confirm like the time and the day if I can do it or not.
Yeah, so now I know like I should continuously send Emily the paragraphs whenever I have plans with her.
Yeah, I like it. I like knowing everything.
Yeah. So guys, when you text people, text them all the details.
Yes.
Yeah. Be cognizant of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
So my next one is, you probably heard the term that you are the sum of like the 5 people you're around.
Actually, yes.
Yeah. So my hot take is like, you are the sum of the content you consume.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So like you mentioned before, you mentioned something about like people like they watch too much like dating shows and whatnot, and like that becomes their personality. So I feel like it's the same thing with content. It could be like shows or like social media or anything like that. Whoever you follow on social media, whether it's gossip channels or whatnot, it does affect you. It does affect your day-to-day life, and you're the sum of that.
Yeah.
Because some people I know, they want to grow, they want to level up, and that's the content they consume. Some people, they want to build their business, and that's the content they consume.
Yeah.
And also like the type of person you watch also matters.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of scammers on social media, like online lately, which is unfortunate. So yeah, you can watch someone who might give business advice, but they might not be qualified to give business advice. So that could affect you negatively too.
Yeah.
So with that, I believe that it's really crucial to pay attention to the content you consume.
Yeah.
And be really picky about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just because someone's watching Shade Room all day doesn't mean you should watch that all day too. Just because someone's watching Love is Blind all day doesn't mean you should watch that too. Ooh, and I have another hot take with that too, but I'll save it for another day.
Okay.
It has to do with dating and relationships. And maybe once we talk about dating and relationships, I can like bring my other thoughts out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
but yes, I agree. I feel like because in reality it just affects your like emotionally, mentally, it affects you. So if you're constantly seeing like negative things, you're going to start to like change.
Yeah.
And
negatively.
It's funny because I just heard like on the radio before where they were talking about like how what you watch, like TV shows and stuff like that, can like linger into you like the next day, and like how you are like how you feel. And I find that to be very true, because it's very true. Like
true
if you've seen like a movie or a TV show that made you feel like it was a very sad scene or something like that, or overall it was very sad, you kind of that lingers with you.
Yeah, and I'm the type of person, after I watch a movie or show, whatnot, I like Google it.
Research.
I do my research. I like watch like people's reaction to it, and look into it, and that like kind of like it makes it linger even longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
now imagine you like consuming that on your phone every
all
day.
the time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I get it.
I think that's the end of our hot takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what number we ended up with.
I have no idea. We just kept going, and we could keep going because I have so many.
Yeah, I have so many too.
But please let us know your hot takes.
Yes, please share.
Please share them.
Add to the conversation.
Maybe we can do a little bit where we like react to them.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun.
It'll be so fun.
Yeah, what do you think about our hot takes?
Yeah, let us know what you thought about ours. If you agree, if you disagree.
Which one do you think is the craziest one? I want to see. Which one do you think is the craziest one?
What's the craziest hot take you've heard?
Yeah. And your crazy hot takes.
Yes, please share. We want to read up on them.
Yes. With that, please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. We had so much fun filming this.
Yeah, this was really fun. I'm liking these kind of like fun, silly bits.
Yeah.
They're nice.
They are. And with that, please follow us.
Yes, on everything: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, at Candidly Cozy Podcast. So yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you there.
Guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Love you guys. Bye.